I can't get the Boys of Tommen world out of my head.
Don't read the series.
That line just felt so Wattpad coded. I'm low-key kind of getting sick of this book.
Like, you gotta give it something for that.
We're back. We're so back doing another one of these. I think this is my third one. 24-hour readathon timer edition, because yo girl cannot and does not have the attention span for an actual one. I am going to be reading for 24 hours or until this timer goes off. I have actually already started this challenge because I had like a 3-4-ish hour drive and I was like, I need an audiobook. So I did start The Tenet by Frida McFadden. As for the timer, I have 21 hours and 24 minutes left. And as for the book, I made it to 40% through. And this book is very kind of different from anything I've ever read because the main perspective is a guy, which I just don't read a lot. I mean, like, it's just different, I guess. So I feel like I'm kind of having a hard time getting sucked into the story. Like, I don't really care that much. And so far it's been a little boring and just like, this is kind of annoying. And while listening to the audiobook on my drive, I was just picking up on some things. I'm like, this is annoying. Like, this is just stupid. Yeah, I hope it picks up soon, and I kind of feel like it will because I have just heard such incredible things. And this is technically me and my friends' book club book for right now. And 2 of them read it in one sitting and gave it 5 stars. First of all, I need to catch up. Second of all, obviously it's good and I've heard great things. I'm excited to keep going, but yeah, as of right now, that is where we're at. Maybe I'll finish it today. Who literally knows? Yeah, I just have been really liking listening to thrillers lately because it's just fun, especially on long car rides. It just keeps me going. So yeah, I've been using the Hoopla app too, so shout out to the Hoopla app. I really want to read on my Kindle. I feel like I haven't read on my Kindle in so freaking long, and I just got this new cutie case from BURGA and it just makes me want to read on my Kindle even more. Another thing I haven't done in a while, besides read on my Kindle, is read a fantasy book. I kind of think I'm in a fantasy mood. Nothing is really speaking out to me because I just finished The Woman, so I'm a little like, I need something kind of fun and light. Ooh, why did I just get the urge to reread Metal Slinger? That's an option. Or I was kind of thinking of The Games Gods Play. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna quit yapping and I'll be back once I read more, listen more, start a new book, whatever it may be. So yeah, 24 hours starting now. Timer edition. Timer edition. Okay, so far I'm literally 64% and this book has been very kind of repetitive. Like, it's just the same thing over and over again. I'm like dying for something else to happen because I'm getting kind of bored. I don't know how I'm 64% and this is still all we've gotten. I mean, we did just get a little reveal, but it's like not anything crazy. Okay guys, I have an update. I have 20 hours and 35 minutes left and I'm 67% through, and literally so far in this book we've just gotten our main guy Blake's perspective, and him and his fiance Krista, they invite a tenant to live with them because they need the money. And basically Blake kind of finds weird things around the house, like rotten food and just like stuff with the laundry machine, stuff like that. And that is like all the book has been so far. So like, I'm hoping the twist makes up for it because I'm like kind of getting bored and it's really repetitive. But right now he's kind of going off the deep end a bit and just trying to figure it out, and I'm like, dude, like, this is a little crazy what you're doing. But I don't know, it's still very fast paced though. Like, I don't know how I've read 67%. I did start on like 50% when I sat down today because I listened to the rest as I said earlier. So yeah, keep going, maybe finish it, who knows. I hope it gets crazy because I'm low-key kind of bored. That's the update. I mean, something like this did cross my mind, but this is interesting. So in Frida's last couple of books, she's done this thing where she sectioned the book off into parts, and I'm in part 2 now, and this part is, it's entertaining, but it's definitely kind of repetitive. Like, it's the same timeline-ish of the first one, and I don't know, I'm kind of bored, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm like 80% through now, so I think I'm gonna try and finish it. It's like 8:30, and I think I'm like just under 20 hours now. Okay, what the frick is wrong with this person? I'm 88%. I have 30 pages left. Part 3, everybody. Whoop, whoop. I'm about to finish the book. Here's the timer. 19 hours, 45 minutes left. Which I feel like it's good to be finishing our first book in that. But like, these books are so fast paced that I'm not surprised that it's this one. I have 30 pages left now. Yep. That line just felt so Wattpad coded. Guys, I don't know about this book. Ooh. That was okay. Her acknowledgement, it says, "The Tenant is one of the only books I've written that include the POV of a man." I'm like, yeah, that's why I was not getting into it the first 65%. It was fine. I mean, it was fine. It was kind of boring. That's that. Oh, where's the timer at? Oh shit, I didn't even have it running that whole fucking time. Well, I think that probably took me like 15 minutes, so I'm gonna just let it run for 15 minutes. I just finished that book and then I got 2 texts from 2 different managers. "Can you come in 4 hours early tomorrow?" Boy, I'm a... Okay, we are ending the night with 19 hours and 30 minutes left, which it's kind of a rough estimate because I forgot to start it when I was finishing the book. I had like 30 pages, and I think that's probably like 15 minutes of reading. This is an estimate, but yeah, I have literally no clue what I'm gonna read tomorrow. Let's see what I'll wake up and be in the mood for. Okay guys, I have not really an update, but like a little one. So I have 18 hours and 48 minutes left, and I listened a bit this morning to Redeeming 6, which I have been listening to that book for like all month and then most of May too, and it is just going so slow, and I feel like I've listened to it for like 20 hours total, but like I'm still 50% through. I like this series a lot because I like the characters, I'm really connected to them, and it is very entertaining, this series, but it is also very like heavy and dramatic. But freaking specifically Saving and Redeeming 6, the 3rd and 4th books, have just been so repetitive and just like not necessarily boring. Like I'm still into it because I care about the characters, but it's just like so repetitive and the same things happening over and over again. I'm low-key kind of getting sick of this book because nothing has really happened, and what has happened could have happened in like the first 3 chapters. So yeah, I'm gonna keep listening though because I really want to get to the new one. But yeah, that's just what I've been doing. I do want to also start another book, like reading it, not listening to, tonight or this afternoon. Also, I'm trying to like coffee, which I've been on this journey my entire life for like, how old am I? I've been trying to like coffee for like 5-7 years now, and this is the only one I've ever had that I actually can like drink almost all of, and it's the banana bread mocha from 7 Brew, except I didn't put the banana in it today, and the line was 40 minutes long. Like, I'm still not sure if I like coffee, but I think I like this. But yeah, I'm gonna listen for a bit. Okay, I kind of wanted to get on and pick my next read. I haven't been reading, I've just been editing my Wattpad video, and I kind of love it, honestly. I'm thinking maybe The Games Gods Play. Also, ooh, A Tempest of Tea, Enchantra, and that's really the only fantasy I have downloaded. We can take a browse. Honestly, I might read A Tempest of Tea. Honestly, that sounds kind of good. Let me read what it was about and then we'll decide. I'm like in the mood for all of those. Encantra could be fun too. Artie hatches a plan to infiltrate the sinister glittering vampire society known as the Anthurium, but not everyone in her ragtag group. Yep, we're reading that. Okay guys, we are ending the night at, hello, 17 hours and 50 minutes left. I read the first chapter of A Tempest of Tea, and it really just threw you right in the story, like where I didn't know what was going on because we were dealing with this scene with like 3 or 4 different characters, and I didn't know like who was who or what the heck was going on. I decided to physically read on Kindle some more of Redeeming 6 because I just really wasn't like in the mood to process a new story. My brain was kind of going off in other ways, so I switched to that, and oh my god, it's almost like I've already read this same timeline in another POV, but it's still, oh, so hard to read about, even harder in this POV. But yeah, this book is just so heavy and it just feels so long. Like I don't know, like it just feels like I've been reading it forever, and I feel like I've listened to it for like 3 lengths that the book would be. I don't know if I'll finish time this because it's just taking forever, and I feel like it'd take like the whole time because it's feel like it's already taken like 24 hours to read. That's the update. Maybe I'll read more of Tempest Tea in the morning once I have more brain power, but I'm gonna go to bed. Maybe I'll read one more chapter, but Okay guys, clearly I'm loving these glasses. I have been listening again to Surviving 13, Redeeming 6. I have 15 hours left and I am 68% through this book. We have made no progress and I've literally, probably just this week, I've listened to this for like 7 hours already. And we are just not making progress and I don't understand why, because I listened on 1.6. Like I've checked my speed multiple times and been like, am I on 1x? I don't really have much to say about it because it's the same timeline as Keeping 13. So like the same stuff is happening, but we're getting it from different characters' perspectives. So it's really similar. Obviously I know the timeline and like what happens in Keeping. So where we're at now, there's kind of a lot that happens after this. So I hope it picks up now. And with this story too, there's something new that we're following that like got revealed. So we also have that to learn about, which is going to be interesting. But yeah, this just feels so long. Like this seriously feels like the longest book I've ever read, and I just don't know why. This feels longer than Kingdom of Ash and like Crescent City and Onyx Storm. And Onyx Storm was a fucking drag, but this feels longer than that. And like I'm enjoying it, so it's like so weird. But there's so many points where I'm like, you guys just need to figure your shit out because I'm so sick of this back and forth. That's my update. Can't believe we're almost halfway, but also I can because this book is so freaking long. Okay, I've been listening for like an hour and a half. I have 14 hours left and I got to the part in the book and this is gonna be a little brutal. I might read it physically because I feel like I'm somewhat close to being done. Oh my god, I'm only 76%. I listened for an hour and a half and I only made it 6% more because I was 68%. No, 10% more, 8% more because I was 68%. Yeah, I'm about to read the part. I had to pause. I've read like 2% more. I had to pause because I gotta watch this because it came out earlier and I still haven't, and now I FOMO. That series is single-handedly keeping me going for the next 50 days. This was not the redemption arc I was expecting at all. This is honestly kind of crazy, but like shout out, but like I still don't trust you or like you, you know, but shout out. That's amazing that they finally did something right and acted. Anyway, I'm still reading. I was like, I'm gonna read 1 chapter, then I'm gonna do stuff. I've read like 5 and I don't think I'm gonna stop. I'm 83%. I have like 130 pages. Maybe I'll just do it. Maybe I'll finish it, who knows, because I literally can't stop reading. We're at a part now where in Binding and Keeping we didn't really get the insight into this, so like it's still the same timeline and we knew like where this person was, but we didn't know like the details, and now we're getting the details and it's like, oof. I'm gonna keep going actually. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm like 13 hours left, so when I finish this I'll probably have like 11 maybe, so it's going good. See, like I am so invested right now, like I literally cannot stop reading, and I feel like it hasn't been this way the entire book because we've known everything, but this is just like a different perspective. But this we hadn't got a single glimpse of in the first 2 books, so I'm just so invested because I love these characters so much. But like this is new, this is completely new, and this is stuff we've been waiting for the entire series, so I'm just like, I'm like so hooked and I can see everything so well. This like hasn't happened in a book in a while. This is so interesting because like in the other books this wasn't really mentioned, I don't think, but now it's mentioned in this. I'm like, that's crazy. Oh my god, I can't wait for this character's book. This is so funny. Like of course this would happen to him. Okay, I have like 30 pages left and we're right now, I don't know how this is gonna end. I feel like we're at a good spot, but I don't know like timeline wise, because are the other books set in the Binding timeline or like after this? I don't know, but we'll see. Hi guys. So yesterday I did not read it all, but the day before I did in fact start Taming 7 because I can't get the Boys of Tommen world out of my head. I had a dream about Gibbsy last night, which like it wasn't necessarily about the world, but he was just like a character in my dream, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So safe to say I'm like really in the mood to finish this series. I'm only on page 16 of Taming 7, but so far we got the first chapter, or like the prologue, was the past, and then now we're getting 10 years later, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get like past and present throughout. And I'm also curious about the timeline of this book because I'm wondering if it is the same as the Binding 13 timeline, because then it's gonna be kind of repetitive again, which I'm not really excited for if that's the case, but I'm kind of hoping it's just like that and beyond, I guess. I don't know. But as for the time, I still have 11 hours and 22 minutes left, so I hopefully should be able to finish this book during that and maybe something else. So that is the quick little update. Literally don't look at how I look, but I just have an update before I go to bed. We have 6 hours and 26 minutes left, which it says it could end at 4 a.m, which honestly I feel like I could low-key do, except for the fact that I have a long weekend ahead of me. But all I've done is listen to the book. I did read like a couple chapters physically, but I am 46% now, making good progress. Maybe I'll finish listening to it tomorrow and then we'll be done with this book. I'll probably still have like an hour or two to do something else, but that's the update. The book so far it's fine. I feel like with a lot of these, really this series, I mean especially the third, fourth, and now fifth book, it's very like mundane, like nothing's really happening, and it's just kind of like back and forth with the characters like doing the same thing over and over again, like relationship wise. But I'm really liking the timeline of this one because it started off overlapping a bit with Saving 6, just like the end of it though, so now we're like after Saving 6, which I like because honestly it was getting kind of repetitive and a little annoying being in the same timeline for 4 massive books. I'm glad to be starting fresh now, and I feel like with all the books in the series, getting glimpses of who the next one's about is really interesting, especially with this one because it's like a side character. Like we didn't really get much of them in the first really 4 books, but this one we're getting more, so it's really making me nervous and excited for the 5th, 6th book. Definitely enjoying it though. I will say where I'm at now though, it definitely slowed down a bit, but before this I was like doing great. Let's see and hope it picks up a little bit more. Guys, this is the most invested and upset I've ever been at a book. I'm dying. Hi friends, and welcome to the wrap-up / explanation section. So I did in fact complete the challenge, but I feel like this one kind of just looked a little different because I really just listened to 3 Boys of Tommen series books. So safe to say I'm not super happy with this video, but like, I mean, I read for 24 hours, it's gonna get posted, you know? So this also ended up taking a little bit longer than I wanted. It took just over a week. And so during this week, I was going on a vacation, which you guys will see next week, the vlog. Okay, and since I was gone, I listened to the audiobook really in the car, and I listened to the last bit of it. So I think it was like 5-ish hours down on the timer I listened to in the car. Probably a little less, maybe like 3 or 4. And then once we got to our destination, I read the rest on Kindle. And then I was also able to start and finish the sample of Releasing 10, which you guys will also see in next week's video. And if I seem a little down, it's because I'm still recovering and it's been like a week since I finished that book. It's safe to say the next video is going to be getting out of a slump / life slump because I'm very unwell. So finish that. So the first book I technically finished was The Tenant by Freida McFadden, and I honestly strongly disliked this book. I'd say for the first 65%, it was the most boring thing ever and repetitive as hell.
tell, and I just like didn't care at all. And then when we got to the twist, I'm like, okay, like that's fine, somewhat shocking. And then they just kind of took a turn and it got like kind of dark, and I was just like, this is so unnecessary. Yeah, I think I gave it like 2.5 because it is a Frida book. I read it in like 2 sittings. Like, you gotta give it something for that. That is that one. To kind of talk about those 2 books, the series goes Binding and Keeping 13, which are the same perspective, and then it goes into Saving and Redeeming 6, which are a different perspective. And those 2 books are set in the same exact timeline as the first 2 books. So throughout both of them, I thought that it was really super repetitive the entire time, and there was a lot of times I was just like, guys, what are you actually doing? Like, this needs to just stop. Like, you guys need to figure out your shit because this is getting so annoying. So I was definitely very annoyed with those books at some points, but also I just like love the series and these characters much, so that also kept me going. So I finished that, and I immediately had to start the 4th book, which is Taming 7, which is another different perspective. And this book I really liked. I think it's definitely one of my top favorites of the series. Yeah, I don't really have like much to say because they are the 4th and 5th books in the series, but yeah, I did enjoy those. And then I instantly started releasing 10, and don't read this series. Like, just please don't read it, because the amount of trauma and traumatic things and trigger warnings in this series just, I mean, it's been a week and I'm still recovering, and like the triggers in it aren't like specific towards me. Like, just don't read the series unless you're like prepared for it, because oh my god. I mean, and especially releasing 10. Okay, I need to stop. It's not even in this video, but yeah, I feel like too, as the series has went on, it's gotten, I can't say that they've all been super traumatic, but yeah, that is what I read in this series. If you guys like this and want me to do this again, let me know. And I don't really love to put like an entire like back half of a series in a video, because it's very like niche, like if you've read it, and I can't like say as much, I feel. So I hope you guys still like this. I'm kind of just like beating myself up about it, but like I'm beating myself up about everything right now. So anyways, I'll see you guys next week for a fun one. Peace.